As you explore the world of Albion Online, you may encounter dungeon entrances that look like split rocks with orange light emanating from inside. These are corrupted dungeons. If you've ever wondered what corrupted dungeons are all about, keep watching for all the details. Corrupted dungeons are single-player instances that offer increased rewards compared to random solo dungeons. They can also be a great way to spend some time while you wait for your friends to log in, and they offer a fair venue for one-on-one PvP combat. You can voluntarily seek out PvP, or use a built-in mechanism to try and evade it if you prefer. But corrupted dungeons are not just about PvP. You will also fight monsters, destroy bosses, and open treasure chests. As you are battling through your corrupted dungeon, your dungeon may be invaded by a single enemy player, or it might not be. It all depends on behind-the-scenes matchmaking. If you are invaded, you'll get a notice on the screen. The invader will spawn somewhere away from you in the dungeon, and neither of you will be able to see the other on the minimap. Since most monsters appear as red dots on the minimap and the region map, places without red dots are likely to be places where players have been. You and your opponent can use this knowledge to help locate or avoid each other. Demonic watchers also spawn when you're invaded, to give away the location of any player who gets too close to them. Corrupted dungeons feature a variety of traps that can mess with you or your enemy. For example, arcane mephits, magma mephits, volatile mephits, bloated gluttons, incendiary fissures, abysmal impalers, slag spewers, and infernal breaches. A few of these traps can even affect the NPCs. If you manage to defeat your enemy, you'll have the place to yourself with no more invasions while you're in that dungeon. By design, it's possible for you to banish your invader from your own corrupted dungeon without fighting. Once you are invaded, demonic shards will appear around the dungeon. They don't spawn until you are invaded, but once you are invaded, you can see them on the minimap. If you can attack and destroy 3 of these shards, your invader will be permanently ejected from the dungeon, and you'll have the place to yourself. This is a design feature of the game, and there is no dishonor in ejecting your opponent this way. Keep in mind, you can't leave a corrupted dungeon quickly until the final boss has been defeated. Before that, pressing A for the escape dungeon spell takes 5 minutes by design. Once the final boss has been defeated, you can exit normally or use a special portal to take you to the next corrupted dungeon automatically. If you want to get out of a corrupted dungeon, the fastest way may be to summon and clear the final boss. Corrupted dungeons feature 3 levels of difficulty. In Hunter difficulty, which is only available in blue and yellow regions, yellow zone PvP rules apply. This means you cannot kill and loot your enemy, but your enemy cannot kill you either. If a player knocks you down, you're immediately ejected from your corrupted dungeon, and you'll have to find a new one, but you won't lose any items. If you down your enemy, you'll receive a portion of the loot that was previously allocated to their own corrupted dungeon, but you won't get any of your enemy's stuff. Stalker and Slayer difficulties are only available in red and black regions, and these are full loot PvP. To the victor go the spoils. Meanwhile, loot and chest rewards for Stalker are greater than in Hunter, and the rewards for Slayer difficulty are the greatest of them all. Once you enter a corrupted dungeon, you cannot change any of your equipment items except food and potions. The rest of your gear gets locked until you leave. Each level of difficulty has a minimum required average item power. For example, on Hunter difficulty, you have to have at least 800 IP to go in. Each difficulty level also has an item power cap. For Hunter difficulty, there is a 900 IP soft cap with 90% reduction beyond that. For example, suppose you have 1000 average item power before entering a Hunter level corrupted dungeon. The moment you step inside, your IP is reduced. You keep the first 900, but the remaining 100 is reduced by 90% to just 10, giving you a total of 910 IP. For Stalker and Slayer difficulties, the IP caps are as follows. But wait, there's more. Corrupted dungeons use a scoring system called Infamy. Although the name may sound related, Infamy is not connected to the reputation system in any way at all. Clearing any mob in a corrupted dungeon earns you an amount of Infamy. Once you have earned enough Infamy in the current dungeon, the final boss will spawn and shout at you.
This is my domain!
When the final boss spawns, its location will appear on the minimap. You are very unlikely to be invaded once the final boss has spawned, but if an invader is already present, you'll still have to deal with them. When you defeat that final demon, you get the true rewards chest and the dungeon portal opens. Plus, killing the boss also earns you Infamy, but beware. Some corrupted dungeon bosses will give you a serious challenge. You can also earn Infamy from the PvP battle. When you defeat another player, you earn a percentage of your enemy's own Infamy, which can be huge. Just remember, regardless of which difficulty you're in, if your enemy wins, he or she gets a percentage of your Infamy. Each time you open a chest in a corrupted dungeon, the value of the loot inside is influenced by your Infamy score. The higher your Infamy, the better the chance of getting good loot. The chest itself will tell you how much of a bonus you earn from your current Infamy score. But there is still a very real randomization effect here, as with any treasure chest in the world. And look, if you're into that 1 versus 1 PvP and the chance of taking someone's loot and or Infamy, you may not have to wait for someone to invade your dungeon. Instead, just sign the contract with the demons when you first spawn in, and the game will look for another player's corrupted dungeon. If it finds a good match, you will automatically be teleported there. You can become the invader. Signing the pact also increases your chances of being invaded, but remember that only one enemy player can invade you in each corrupted dungeon. Thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what kind of videos you'd like to see next.